Recorded Books presents an unabridged recording of Freaks, Alive on the Inside by Annette Curtis Klause, narrated by Ramón de Ocampo. This author opens with the following quote from Hop Frog by Edgar Allan Poe. "Come, Hop Frog, lend us your assistance. Characters, my fine fellow. We stand in need of characters. All of us. Ha ha ha!"
Chapter 1. When a boy's first romantic interlude is with Phoebe the dog-faced girl, he feels a need to get out into the world and find a new life. So I thought as I stood in the wings and watched Colonel Kingston introduce the next act. Not that I had anything against Phoebe. She was a sweet girl under all that fur. "Oh, Abel," she whispered prettily whenever I brushed her lips with mine. And perhaps she blushed. Who could tell? But I was 17 and yearned to kiss a mouth sometimes without getting hair up my nose. Out on the stage, Orlando the Magnificent, star illusionist of the Faeryland 1899 review, requested a volunteer from the audience. A man of pleasant appearance in a long overcoat rose to his feet amid applause and laughter from the crowd. I smiled. He was my Uncle Jack. Orlando bowed his turbaned head to the volunteer as if he were a stranger, and beckoned the man up the steps with both arms, which caused the flowing sleeves of his satin robes to shimmer in the stage lights. I wish there were other girls my age in Faeryland, I thought, as Uncle Jack lay down in a long, coffin-like box on a platform. Maybe then Phoebe wouldn't assume I was hers for the taking. There were older, unmarried ladies, of course, but none of them took my fancy enough to risk breaking my mother's heart. Although I admit, when I was 14 years old, Miss Makepeace, the amazing rubber woman, came pretty darn close. Anyway, how could a boy take a few liberties in a home where everyone knew his business? Uncle Jack disappeared from sight as Orlando's young Ethiopian assistant closed the lid. A head appeared through one end of the box and feet out the other, and Orlando reached into his starry case of tricks and pulled out a large saw. There were a few groans and titters from those who found the sawing a person in half trick a mite old hat, but I'd been looking forward to this. The expected sawing began, accompanied by the usual banter. At one point, the victim let out a cry, which was echoed by a few delicate and susceptible ladies in the audience, who then laughed along with their friends to cover their embarrassment. When the saw had completed its task, another dark-skinned boy ran on stage to help pull apart the box.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?